Figure was named to be America's top law enforcement official. CBS News learned Gates figured out he doesn't have enough GOP support in the Senate, and today he faced fresh scrutiny as new details emerged about allegations of sex with a minor, which he denies. This is a setback for Trump, who for years has rallied against the Department of Justice, and Gates was seen as one of his most important high-profile picks. Another Trump cabinet pick, Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary, was on Capitol Hill today trying to shore up support, and we heard from him for the first time as a newly released 22-page police report details disturbing and graphic claims of sexual assault at a hotel. Hegseth says it was consensual, but admits he paid the woman a settlement. We have new reporting on both embattled men tonight, beginning with CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
There's a sense of relief about it, of course.
CBS News has learned that at least 8 Republican senators would have voted against President-elect Trump's first choice for Attorney General.
I got the sense that the process was going to be challenging.
While he believed he had momentum.
It was a great day.
Former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz said today his expected nomination to lead the Justice Department was unfairly becoming a distraction, and there's no time to waste. Trump was calling senators and associates as recently as this morning to assess Gates' chances. The two spoke, and the president-elect later said the former congressman has much respect for stepping aside. The decision avoids, for now, an early fight between Trump and Senate Republicans over one of his top picks.
This is ultimately the president's call, and I think the president has a good sense of what's best for him, his agenda, and his cabinet.
His withdrawal came today amid new reports that Gates had a second sexual encounter with a 17-year-old. Though that allegation has been disputed by a witness. The encounter is the subject of a House Ethics Committee inquiry into allegations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use by Gates. He's denied wrongdoing. Today, the head of the ethics panel said its investigation should now end.
He has withdrawn his nomination. He is no longer a member of Congress. And so I think that this settles any involvement that the Ethics Committee should have.
Beginning in 2019, the Justice Department also investigated allegations involving sex trafficking and obstruction. It declined to charge Gates last year. As for Trump's new pick, Pam Bondi joined with other Republican-led states to sue to overturn the Affordable Care Act. After her time as Florida Attorney General, she served as one of Trump's defense lawyers during his first impeachment trial. In a statement, Trump said she would refocus the Justice Department to its intended purpose of fighting crime and making America safe again. As CBS News has learned, one of the reasons the president-elect's been calling around to GOP senators is he wants to ensure his attorney general is in place by day one, when he starts issuing a flurry of executive orders that are likely to face big legal challenges. Nora?
Ed O'Keefe from West Palm Beach. Thank you, Ed. We turn now to this newly revealed police report that offers graphic details into a sexual assault claim against Donald Trump's pick to run the Department of Defense. The police report is now published for anyone to read. Pete Hegseth's lawyer maintains it was a consensual encounter. CBS's Nicole Killen was asking tough questions today on Capitol Hill.
Vice President-elect J.D. Vance played host to Defense Secretary pick Pete Hegseth on Capitol Hill today, just as the news broke of a graphic newly released police report that detailed Hegseth's involvement in an alleged sexual assault in 2017.
Did you sexually assault a woman in Monterey, California?
I have, as far as the media is concerned, I'll keep this very simple. The matter was fully investigated, and I was completely clear, and that's where I'm going to leave it.
According to the report, a woman referred to as Jane Doe met Hegseth during a conference at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Both were drinking with a group at the hotel bar when Doe said things got fuzzy. A nurse who treated her later said Doe believed something may have been slipped into her drink. She then recalled being in a hotel room when Hegseth took her phone from her hand. When she got up to leave, Hegseth blocked the door with his body. Her next memory was when she was on a bed or a couch and Hegseth was over her. His dog tags were hovering over her face.
I don't know the young lady.
Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin said Hegseth addressed the allegation in their meeting.
I don't think there's any way in the world you can say that this was a sexual assault.
What makes you so confident about that?
Have you read the report?
I actually haven't. I've got it right here.
I read the report too. It's pretty clear that what took place. It was pretty clear that it was. She definitely wasn't drugged to her room. It was two people flirting.
Well, it also said she couldn't get out of the room.
Well, that's one person's opinion.
Hegseth's attorney told CBS News police found the allegations to be false and claimed it was Hegseth who was intoxicated and the woman who was the aggressor. He also confirmed the Fox News host paid the woman an unknown sum of money after she threatened to sue, fearing it could cost him his job.
The district attorney in Monterey said tonight that her office declined to file charges against Hegseth because it determined that they could not be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Nora?
All right, Nicole Killian with those tough questions tonight. Thank you. Now to the stormy weather impacting tens of millions of Americans from coast to coast. Tonight, there's no relief from the dangerous conditions in Northern California and the Pacific Northwest, while the drought-stricken Northeast is getting much-needed rain and snow. CBS News meteorologist Rob Marciano is tracking it all.
Relentless rain pummeling Northern California, turning the normally sunny state into a soggy mess. Streets are flooded, roads are closed, and highways are backed up as 911 calls are on the rise.
On the fire side, they saw about a 25% increase over the past 2 days.
In the city of Eureka, we rode along with Police Commander Leonard LaFrance.
So what kind of calls have you been getting on since this storm? We're seeing issues with roadways, the trees that are down in the roadway or debris in the roadway.
Well, there's all pieces of the roof that came flying off with that wind.
That is the roof.
Just north of Arcata, powerful winds from the bomb cyclone tore the roof off this popular community center. David Regan and other volunteers laid down makeshift tarps to prevent more water from getting inside.
Like we always think it's going to happen to somebody else and we feel bad about it, and then suddenly happens to you.
It's tough, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot to absorb.
Everything was just flying.
In western Washington, crews are still removing trees that fell on top of homes brought down by the high winds.
We watched this come through the kitchen, right at us.
And on the East Coast, rain in New York City, a welcome sight, just days after a drought warning was declared for the first time in over 20 years. And following weeks of wildfires, New Jersey has now lifted its statewide fire restrictions after a night of much-needed rain.
Finally, the Northeast will take every drop they can get. Here in the West, we're waiting.